bag of weed.
Get me better with a bag of weed.
Hello and welcome to Cracking the Vault, the podcast where we're going through every Walt Disney Pictures release in order. My name is Xander. Okay.
I was reading about...
Say your name.
That too in a TV show and something. I'm Jake. I like Star Wars.
I'm Jake and I like Star Wars. I'm Trevor.
I'm Rachel.
I like trains.
I love
Speaking of trains, you'll never guess what we watched today.
Trains.
Gay men.
There were
in
quite
the
a few of them.
1860s.
Of those two.
How are we doing, guys? How's
I'm straight up vibing.
I'm very happy for you, Trevor. You do that.
I vibe.
I'm tired.
Yeah, me too. I've been up since like 5 this morning. God, I haven't slept. I watched The Lone Ranger this morning just on a whim. That's like slightly related.
What's
like
her name?
speaking of Disney westerns with like a
And
big prominent train.
And bridges doesn't burn in that movie?
Oh yeah, they blow up a bridge in that movie.
We were promised that in this movie and it never happened.
Was it the new one that you watched?
Yeah, the 2013 The Depp.
Why? Just cause?
I've just been meaning
like
to
that
watch
noise.
it.
I've seen it a few times.
I've been meaning to watch it for to rewatch it, I should say, for a long time because I don't know, I had seen it once and I really didn't like it, but then I've kind of extremely come around on the second and third Pirates movie. I really like those movies, and it's the same director.
If I'm not mistaken, my family bought The Lone Ranger. I own it, and I've seen it multiple
I thought
times.
You were saying your family bought the IP to The Lone Ranger. You just own.
I can't because I
the
get too loud when I laugh.
royalties to the Lone Ranger.
That's okay, I can fix that. Don't laugh.
Yeah.
I still need to post that
What?
video. Try not to laugh.
Oh, yeah, no, the tricks we're doing and Jake hasn't posted a single video.
Shut up.
I promote it everywhere.
Bum, bum, bum,
Anyway.
Maybe by the time this
Richard
episode
Sherman
comes out.
dead. Let's talk about
You're gonna
that.
keep making me sad.
I know. It is a major bummer. Just the
Richard Sherman is one half of the brother duo that wrote the music for Mary Poppins and It's a Small World.
Carousel of Progress.
Progress.
A bunch of other stuff.
So
and
much
the brother
stuff.
died in 2012, aged
Bob.
86.
Robert.
Richard always seemed like the one who was still very active. Robert, clearly, I don't know. He seemed done.
Yeah.
He seemed aged by the end of his. I guess other Disney stuff Fantasy Springs is just all
opening in
over
Tokyo.
everything.
Oh, Tokyo. I want to go to all the other Disneys.
I have heard that it can be cheaper to take a vacation to Tokyo than it can be to take a vacation to Florida because of how little the yen is worth.
Mm-hmm. Yen sounds scary because they're hey, 12,000 yen, but 12,000 yen is $5 in American money.
Hi, Editing Trevor here to prove myself wrong. 12,000 yen is actually $74.51 in US money. Money? USD. US dollars. Anyways, back. I just wanted to prove myself wrong.
Trains. I don't know. There's not really... I don't know. Upon immediate search, I didn't find too much in the way of, background stuff for this movie. I mean, it's... I don't know.
It's based on a real event.
Based on a real event.
All the places in this movie were true. And what else did it say? It's in the beginning.
It's out of respect, the names, locations have not been changed. Which, sure, I basically buy that.
Sure.
Honestly, that might be some of the problem with this movie. A movie I basically liked.
Yeah.
It as tends to seemingly happen with some of these live action movies, it's very attentive to plot and historical detail, and
Yeah.
you know, not always much to actually hold your attention, like in the way that characters engage with each other.
This isn't a Trevor coded movie.
This
I'll just
is
say
not.
that. Like
Yeah,
this
no.
is. I was watching it, and I did rate it. I think pretty good. Like it's not bad. I could watch this
For
movie
sure.
again. Other than there's some of the other ones we've watched before where I'm like, I'm never going to glance my eyes at it ever
no.
again.
I think I said this as we were watching this, but like if nothing else, this is a big. This is like a sign that Disney's production quality, like their baseline house style, is getting better.
Mm-hmm. It is you can tell it's a lot higher quality from what they have been releasing.
It feels more
They throw
expensive.
an entire like train car off the tracks.
Yeah.
Like
You know,
one
it's
on
not
fire and
much.
yeah, one is completely on fire.
It's not much, but it's, you know, it's enough to get by. Like it's, but I understand why this didn't hold your attention, because you don't seem like much of an action person in general, and this
Yeah.
is all, you know, it's a train chase.
Eh.
It's a very long train chase.
No, it was fun, but like it was a little repetitive for me.
Yeah.
Just it was a lot of like, oh, we're gonna do this to stop the other train. Doesn't work. Oh, we're gonna do this to stop the other train. Doesn't work. Oh, we're gonna do this. It happens like 5 times where they like break the tracks and they just like do the same thing. He comes over, fixes it, and then keeps going. And I'm like, okay, we've seen that once. We don't need to keep seeing it over and over again.
Can I be real? In the beginning, when they're in that woman's house and doing all of the like praise the Confederacy stuff, I did not realize that was supposed to be they were lying.
That they were spies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, why are they doing that?
No, they were just like, oh yeah, them Yankees, I hate them.
Yeah.
And they were Yankees.
La la, living in the land of cotton.
Oh. Did we even say what we were watching? Did we even say like the movie?
I don't even know. We're watching.
We
we're
watched.
we watched
and talking about
The Great Locomotive Chase, 1956, starring Fess Parker, David Crockett himself, co-starring Jeff York, who's going to be in the next Davy Crockett movie, but had been on the television show, I think, at this point, in the episodes that are going to be the next Davy Crockett movie.
Understood.
We also have, as our villain, I realized as we were watching, is the co-lead in John Ford's The Searchers, which was just, I don't know, weird. I didn't expect,
Weird.
I didn't expect to see him here.
When
It's
the horizon's in the middle, it's boring.
it's uncomfortable. It's like going to like a party where you already don't like know a lot of people, and then someone you do know shows up, and you're like, oh, I didn't ask for you.
Oh,
Why are you
here?
He's like fine in this movie. He's actually
yeah.
he's actually a pretty
Yeah.
solid antagonist.
Yeah, no, I think he does that part well. Not gonna lie, like
I don't know. He's very. He's got presence.
He had a mustache.
He did have a mustache. That's kind of his defining characteristic in this movie.
he did have a really cool mustache. Not gonna lie.
Because he's got a baby face in The Searchers, which was released the same year.
It was a very like steampunk villain type look, with the mustache and the top hat. and
He's one step away from like starting Rapture.
He did rip off his coat, and I went, oh, because I don't know, the suspenders look cool. I don't know, he looked good.
So many of the men do gay things in this movie.
Oh, that's the only thing I loved about him. There was the part where the poor old woman like was like, "Oh, you guys are gonna fight on our side? Like, yeah, I'll give you my bed." And they were just like laying next to each other. I was like, they look like they just got
so
done fucking.
intimate.
I think it's very easy with this kinds of like brothers at arms war movies to read a lot of gay subtext.
Well, what about the
everywhere.
part where on the train where the guy sat on his friend's lap?
Oh yeah, that was like I was confused. Like I guess he was like, I wanted to sit
He was
down.
like, "Come over here and teach me how to talk with a northern accent."
Yeah, and then like sits on his lap, and I was like, oh.
Ah!
Jake, did you have any like water scores? No.
Was there
This was
water in this movie?
I don't think there was any.
There
water.
was
There was water.
some.
There was water.
Oh, there was.
during
There's
when
some,
they were
like,
going on the Tennessee River, right?
Yeah,
storming.
the Chattanooga. Or whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
No
you know,
rustling of
So you have no
the
notes, but, like,
Chattahoochee.
There was water.
yeah.
There's water. What's your
The
score?
live action ones
The
are always hard
rustling
because like
wind,
it's
the
real water.
wind.
It's real water, so it's not
and
as
real water
interesting.
is water. It's you can't like it's it's hard.
Especially when we're like we had like 2,000 leagues on 2,000. Oh, I did this the last time.
You've been doing this since that movie.
I know.
20,000.
20,000. I'm just gonna say that part because I don't want to even try. It's like that's when it's easier because it's all about water.
And it's
And
like,
there's
oh, I
these
could,
other
like-
movies that are like about trains where like I guess there was like a puddle once.
It's like yeah, the train passed by this lake. It's pretty neat. It looked like a lake.
Give it a water score out
Yeah.
of like
Damn, how will you survive
out of
when we
10,
watch
what's the
like
water score?
Coco or
6.
something?
they have
Yeah, fair enough.
the flower water there.
I guess that's true. Does that count?
I don't know. It's perceived as water, but it's not water, I guess.
Not
In what?
water.
In Coco?
They have like the flower water and the underworld, whatever it's called.
The river that's made out of flower petals.
Oh, I don't think that counts.
It's
That's
not
not water.
They're flower petals.
It's Jake's
Yeah,
score. We'll see what happens.
It's
when
not
we get
Jake's
there.
river corner. It's Jake's water corner.
So
A,
what did you say?
a river can be
6.
anything.
6? Valid. For the very little water that was here. Anyways, the Great Locomotive Chase.
There's a lot of. I mean, okay, like
Oh, it's a spy, and he's like doing things.
Well, there's more than one spy, but yes.
Oh, there's a spy and
Well,
soldiers.
well, okay. There's Davy Crockett, and then there is everyone else.
Yes.
There are no, there's like very very minor relationships.
well, that
seemingly
one dude
develop-
with the glasses
Yes.
was like the like main character ish. He like had like the over voice at the beginning and was like the last one we saw.
Yeah, he's like weirdly kind of the point of view character.
Yeah. Like
I-
the story's like
I
written
think
by
it's-
him.
It's like
technically.
they need someone who isn't the one who, spoiler alert, gets executed at the end.
I was gonna say like Davy Crockett dies.
Spoiler alert.
Apparently, people
For
were
who?
upset about that.
For who?
Like, it happened historically. Some of the people got caught and executed, but they did it on the movie, and everyone was like, why you do that?
Historical accuracy.
Hey, why you do die?
Yeah, apparently this was not like a massive success, which I think
Makes
It
sense.
checks, but like
It was okay, but it wasn't like.
this is like another fucking blow of Walt Disney trying to do historical fiction and the public just not responding to it. And so by the 60s, he's just like, okay, fine, fuck it.
Okay,
Do
fine.
bullshit comedies forever.
I agree with this though. When we go further in, it gets better and better. Like all these live actions, historical things. I'm just sitting there. I'm like, I
poor
feel
Walt,
like
he's like super into history, and he's like, I
think-
just want to make a good
Well,
movie.
I don't know if he's even that into history. I think he really, at this point, just really wants to be taken seriously. He wants, animation is always going to be in its little box, and he knows that. And, it's slowly moving to television at this point. So,
I
how
could
do
do
you-
better.
make a
I could make a real movie, I swear.
trying to make a big, lush, gorgeous,
this is so early
Yeah,
into like
historical
Walt's,
movie.
Walt's career that he's like the little 8-year-old that like drew something, and then he goes up to everyone. He's like, guys, can this one go on the fridge?
And everyone's like, maybe next time, buddy.
Yeah, it's like
Maybe next time.
They look at it and they're like, yeah, of course. And then as soon
You
as he
got
turns his
this,
back-
champ.
I mean, that does feel like a very consistent thing where it's like, oh, cute. Walt Disney. Disney's
made
trying to
another
do
thing.
a fucking,
Aw,
like,
they're,
a real movie.
they're trying to make a real movie. So cute.
Oh, look, Disney bought Marvel. They want to be serious.
We did it for decades until it was too late.
Do we want to like?
I like trains.
I love trains. Do we? I don't even. Do we
I
wanna,
don't know how much plot there is to talk
That's
about.
I mean-
that's the problem. I tried taking basic notes as we were going along, but
That's what I always do, but it's always
Yeah,
just
it's
like
a group of guys who steal a train to go fuck up the South.
I mean, yeah,
They fail.
Yeah, I
they're
mean,
told
it's-
to cut off the railway, steal the engine and tear up the tracks while you go, and tear up the telegraph lines as you're going. And, like,
And-
that's the plot.
They
Dude,
get
he
caught
stole
and
the train
arrested.
from-
Some of them escape. Some of them don't. And are
Just
executed.
really wants his train back.
I mean, ultimately, it is this movie is like half an hour of build up of, you know, the spies, you know, going from like Tennessee to Atlanta or whatever, and then like 40 minutes of some solid just train action with the occasional detour for
Some train action. I love that.
you know, for Davy Crockett to be like, oh, we're waiting for the other train to get in, and so we can deliver this to this ammunition to and then, you know, train action, and then it's 20 minutes of like Davy Crockett and Mike Fink, who we will meet.
What does he think about?
Oh,
He think about
my God.
he think about fighting.
Is he thinking about Twains?
I want to punch Jake in the face so hard. Just
Was he the husky dude who jumped off the wall at the end?
Yeah,
Bill?
The man just wants to punch people. He just wants
that's
to.
all. He's like, I'm a soldier. I'm here to fight. And he's like, yeah, I did hire you for that, but we're gonna try to not fight.
He's like, you didn't have to come back to save me. I didn't.
Mm.
I wanted to see how many of them I could take on at once.
Yeah.
honestly, Slayville.
I do feel bad for him. It does feel like he just like he's brought onto the team. He spends the whole movie just stuck on this goddamn train, and then the end comes, and he's like, I just want to fight some people.
All I want to do is punch.
For
And he dies
months
for
I've
it.
been wanting to fight people.
He was excited, like
And then Davy Crockett doesn't get the Congressional Medal of Honor because he was a civilian and not a soldier.
oh yeah.
But he got some fucking like history medal, so I don't know.
It wasn't. He didn't. No, he didn't get.
No,
a
it's
medal.
just, he just got like recognition in history.
Yeah, he got recognition in history.
What the
like,
fuck does that mean?
I'm like,
it means hey.
I think anybody could get that. Anybody can get that. That's not.
So that's not always a good thing. I
I'm
don't know.
like, is that something you're like allowed to bestow on someone?
I bestow you the title of history.
I give you history.
There are.
I will
Is
let
that
the world
how-
know you existed.
I didn't know
did it
that's how
for
you got into
Rudolph.
history books. I didn't know it was like literally something you had to like get on a waiting list for.
They did it for Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
He went down in history.
Is there just like history book man, and he owns a shop, and like people just wait in the line. It's
like
like
Ollivander.
what'd you do in history? And it's like I made cake, and they're like cool. And
John,
like, John made cake.
Made the cake.
It's like in the afterlife. There's just like a bunch of podiums that you like.
They have like
okay,
a
you have
leaderboard.
like a 5-year lease on the history podium, and then in 5 years we'll renew it, see if you're still relevant. If not, you got to give up your spot. We got to keep it moving.
Yeah, I mean, need to keep. There's only so many podiums. Okay.
You might come back in a couple centuries.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
They do come back.
Now there was a really funny part at some point.
Keep going.
What?
Keep going.
It was when they were at the station and there was like, oh, you just gotta wait for one train. Oh, there's another train. Ah, shit, another train. And then at one point the guy was like, oh, you're with the general, dude. I'll just call him and let him know. And he was like, no, don't do that. Why? Because.
Because I don't want you.
And-
Oh, the train's here.
Oh, they're there, and then the train pulls up, saved by the bell.
Saved by the train, you may.
By the toot.
By the
whistle.
toot, whistle, boom,
Toot, whistle, plunk, and boom.
plonk, boom, bum, toot, whistle.
Toot toot McBumber Snazzle.
What was the name that we said?
Gerald McBoing Boing.
Gerald McBoing Boing!
Oh my god.
Oh,
You have to subscribe to our
Cheryl.
Patreon for the inside jokes.
We haven't talked about how this movie is like not on Disney Plus.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Is
like,
he acknowledging slavery?
I
Yeah.
mean, seriously. Yeah.
there's not,
It's-
like, any, like, I don't know, it's...
It's not a plot point in the movie. It just happens, which is weird in general.
It's
So-
just
There's,
the fact that it even has
It's
to like,
around,
touch it
and,
at
like,
all.
it's present.
Yeah, it was just present, and I'm glad they don't really like bring attention to it, but at the same time, it's weird that it's just there. Okay.
Like it's just a fact of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's a time where you can like tell a story, and it's like, well, we're just trying to be apolitical with it. We're just trying to make good entertainment out of.
And I don't want any of you. It was Reconstruction bitches in our comments. It was 1863.
I don't want any Reconstruction bitches.
It was 1863. The war ended in 65.
All you bitches, don't even start tappity tapping your fingers.
This is very tangentially related. I've recently I listened to, there's a podcast called You Must Remember This, which is about
Sponsor us, whoever that is.
Please.
Jazz has told me about that one before.
it's about old Hollywood and like the history of old Hollywood and all a lot of the, you know, the sketchy kind of the lurid side of it, and
The Hollywood side of
Yeah.
it.
and like the host Karina Longworth, she did like a miniseries on Song of the South, and like it's really solid. It's one of those things where it's like, I don't know, I'm glad I wasn't just like parroting another podcast when we did our episode, but at the same time it's like, damn, I wish we could have gone more like in depth.
Yeah.
Because
Well-
I feel like we cut that movie way too much slack.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's
and we weren't positive on it, and I still feel like we cut it way too much slack.
that episode was just weird in general, but also it's like it's always because when I'm editing these, I listen to them and I'm just like, oh, I had more things to say. I just didn't say any of them. It's always like that. When you have an argument and then you think of the perfect thing to say after the argument happened.
Yeah, it's like
That's-
a week after for sure.
That's what these are. I'm like, I could have brought that up.
I listen to every episode just to judge the sound quality
Yes,
and if there's anything I need to adjust in there. And it's always so funny when I'm listening to the podcast and somebody says something and I think a response in my head, and then on the
you
recording,
say it?
yeah, like 2 minutes later on the recording, that's my response, and I'm like,
And it's like, well, I said that. It was really funny.
When I was listening to the podcast, I listened to like 5 episodes, I think, total.
Okay.
It was me in my car and I was driving. I'm like, oh, Trevor's talking. Oh, Xander's talking. Oh, Rachel's talking. Who's that other fucker? Oh, it's me. It's like, oh, conversation with my friends. And then there's someone else there. Oh, I'm the
You should-
someone else there.
Listen, I know it's us. You should listen to us. You too, Xander, because I know you don't do it anymore.
I don't know.
Well, you see, I'm here and I'm doing it.
I
I know.
listen to everything.
I hate the sound of my own voice. That's literally the thing.
That's
that
how
pushes
your
me away.
own voice.
I know.
You're always gonna hate your own voice.
Don't I just like
You're just
I turned myself up
An
in this
egotistical
episode
bitch.
because I always listen
Yeah,
in my
I'm just a
car
bitch.
and I consistently prove to be quiet.
yeah. Don't be quiet then, Rachel.
Ah!
yep. That was a straight red up.
That was straight. That's what I heard. I was like,
Straight red.
Aw, I did something straight.
Damn.
take it back. We don't sucks it back. I don't know. Anything else we want to talk about this movie?
I don't know. It was fun. I enjoyed it. There's like nothing to say about it.
It was an okay movie to me. There was a lot of like fun parts in it. There was a lot of parts where I was like, okay, this has just been the same scene rewritten.
I'd say, like, if you want the Disney version, this is solid. I think it'll keep your attention, like, basically.
Basically.
And if you want a better version of a, you know, slightly problematic Civil War train chase movie, watch Buster Keaton's The General.
How many
Trains.
locomotives?
Oh, I didn't say my fun fact. One of the trains
Okay.
that they used in the movie is at the Nevada Railroad Museum in
Yes.
Carson City.
Funky.
It's called the Inyo.
I didn't know it was called that. It just said
Yeah,
Texas
in-
on the
in
side of it.
real-
No, I
so-
think that's a different one.
Oh,
That's the one from the actual historical event. Like, they
Understood.
painted it and dressed it up to look like locomotives from the event for the movie, but the actual train car is called the Inyo. INYO.
I've been to that place once, and that was for like a high school. I mean, like probably elementary school or middle school
Right.
field trip, and then I didn't ever go
I
again.
feel like I've
I've
been
been
there
a
a few
couple
times.
I've never been there because I've only lived in northern Nevada as an adult.
I know there used to be like the Thomas the Tank Engine like Lego statue inside of
I
there.
remember that.
And I sat in that, and I have a picture of me in that.
Do, 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 do,
Do,
do,
do, and that's supposed to go with that.
Let's get Thomas the Tank Engine on the podcast.
Oh my gosh, can we have Thomas the Tank Engine as a freaking guest star?
Love Thomas. What do
You
you think
listen
about
to
the
the
part?
Tomothy.
First name Thomas,
you're out
middle name
there.
the last name Tank Engine.
How many tank engines out of 5 are we giving the Great Locomotive Chase?
I'd give him a Thomas.
What?
No, I want to go first because I'm important.
Okay.
I think I would do 2.5 drinks.
Nope, it's Tranks now.
It's a drink. Why did I say
I think it's a tank and a train.
a drink?
I'm gonna give it 4.5 tranks out of 5.
God damn!
Wow.
I liked this movie. It was just like them
That's-
fucking around and just
That's
like
nice.
I'm gonna disagree with Trevor what he said a little bit ago. I kind of did enjoy like they keep throwing these logs out and he just like stops the gets up, moves it,
It's like
gets
kinda,
back on the train.
It is kind of nice how like process oriented everything is. Like
It's just I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, it's pretty well. Like all of the action is pretty well mapped out. I think.
All the characters were like
It's not going to be
at
everyone
least kind of
be
like
me,
fun
is it?
and like
There's always
they're just like doing things.
Rich,
It's your turn.
I was gonna go last. Rach.
Okay. I was gonna give it a 2 out of 5 because, like, I don't know, it was fine. It had its moments. I would not pay $4 to watch this movie again.
Yeah, fair enough.
I was the one who had to pay $4.
I'm giving it 3.5 Tranks. It's like I think I know it's not like excellent, but by Disney live action standards, this is like this is gold. This is
This was like a diamond in the rough of live
Yeah.
action movies.
Bam,
No,
thank
I
you,
could-
ma'am. Get inside my fucking gold Trans Am.
I love that TikTok.
It's a Kesha song.
I know, but they use a TikTok.
Kesha,
too.
guest star.
Yeah, Kesha, please guest star.
I was at a concert of yours when my older sibling had their 20th birthday, and we were really close to the front, and you like took off all your clothes, and it was really hot.
Kesha, you should guest star and take off all your clothes here.
no.
You wouldn't want to see Kesha?
You of all people.
It's Kesha.
I have so many videos of it. I recorded the entire performance of Woman.
Naked women?
No,
Dang
the
it.
song called Woman, and you performed Boogie Feet for the first time live, and it was really cool.
Kesha, who totally listens to this and is listening right
You
now.
know,
I
who we should get
know.
on?
Who?
RuPaul.
RuPaul,
Let's get RuPaul, Michelle, and
Michelle Visage,
and Ross.
Sir Rice. I think we need to get on.
Oh, we need to get Mr. Rice on.
I don't know.
Santiago.
I think the president of the United States should be guest star on
Absolutely
our...
the fuck not.
Okay.
No, because I would be like, so college, so homelessness. No, we can't.
Debt relief?
Credit scores, predatory.
I have a few points I'd like you to look at.
You're doing a great job. But hear me out.
Here's some
Gay
notes.
rights, abortion rights,
Rights in general.
women's rights.
Women.
Kingdom Hearts Corner. I don't know. David Crockett shows up and like
This wasn't even
it's
David
the
Crockett.
train through the in between realms or whatever.
The realm between realms.
Trevor's conspiracy theories.
Trains don't exist.
I wish.
Trains don't exist. Everyone was just dying of dysentery and having a mass hallucination.
What's it called? What's that effect? Where like you think something? It's like the Berenstein Bears and
Oh, the
Mandela
Mandela effect. Yeah, trains don't exist.
Yeah,
It's just a Mandela effect.
They were created specifically for this movie.
Trevor's conspiracy theory. This was Davy Crockett, and this was just another adventure of his.
Okay, that checks.
Love
All right.
that so
All
much.
right.
But this would be like post Alamo, so he was just
Yeah.
he just assumed a new identity. And
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
David Crockett actually still exists to this day. That's another conspiracy theory.
Well, he lives in Big Thunder Mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
He sometimes goes inside the Yeti costume on the Matterhorn.
That's actually just him. It's like that's him, and he's just
He
been
just
trying-
grew out all his hair.
Yeah, like it's because they pretty
Well,
much.
the snow's in his hair. That's why it's white.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah. Thank you all so much for listening. I hope this
We
was
love you
good. I
guys.
know this one has its fans.
Well, oh yeah, no, I think we gave it, out of all the other ones, this one has had the best response.
This was pretty tolerable.
Yeah. We will be hopefully. I don't know how soon, but soon we'll be getting more than 45-minute long episodes.
Give
Or,
us a movie we can like talk about.
We'll see if Davy Crockett next time gives us some. He's gonna fight.
I can
There's
always
gonna be
talk
river
about
pirates.
Ooh, river pirates.
Pirates on the river.
Is there gonna be trains in it?
I don't think so.
I can bet you there's gonna be a horse.
What about a locomotive?
Is his name Bojack?
Is he a horseman? On a locomotive?
Could you call David Crockett a horseman? He rides horses a lot.
Editing. Trevor, take us away before we continue. Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you guys so much for listening. This episode was hosted by Xander, Jake, Trevor, and Rachel. Edited by Trevor and mastered by Rachel. We also want to give a huge shout out to our composer and artist who made our theme song and cover photo. Their links are going to be down in the description. Our links are going to be down there too. Lastly, we want to give a huge heartfelt thanks to our patrons. Sophie. And remember, this podcast would not be possible without all your support. From all of us inside the vault, thanks again for listening, and see you real soon.